So a recap on torts is that a tort is a civil wrong by one individual against another individual, as opposed to a crime, which is a wrong against society. And that torts are broken into three types of torts typically. The first is an intentional, which means the tort is committed on purpose by the defendant. The second is negligence torts, which means they were committed through carelessness, not on purpose or with intent to harm, but through carelessness. And then the third is strict liability torts. Strict liability torts, I think, are the most non-obvious one. Again, there's just a recognition that certain activities are inherently dangerous. And so if you choose to, say, have a business that does skydiving, or you choose to run a soccer league, there's a chance that people will get hurt. And even if you're following all the rules, you may face some liability. With an intentional tort, sometimes in addition to what's called a compensatory damage or an award that is given to the plaintiff to be paid by the defendant, in addition to that, there can be punitive damages or damages which are meant to punish the defendant if their intentions were particularly heinous or particularly dangerous or something like that. Really, just remember that the big difference here is from criminal law is that this is a harm against an individual rather than against society. And I think that's really what you need to know about torts. As you go into business or start to look into being business owners yourselves, the likelihood of being sued is relatively real. People will come after you if you harm them or if they feel they've been harmed. That's why doctors carry malpractice insurance, and almost all of us in business carry at least some type of insurance in case someone is hurt on our property or on our premises, or if somebody's hurt by our products. So that sort of risk mitigation, alleviating or reducing the risk of being sued is an important part of any business's strategy. Just knowing that tort law is out there and that the possibility of being sued is real. One last thing that we discussed during the chapter was the idea of tort reform. There are a lot of people out there who feel like the only people getting rich from tort law are the lawyers, and that there needs to be reform to the system. I hope that as you went through that assignment, it made you think a little bit about the system we live in, and in ways that you can make things better, or at the very least, conversations you can have with others, or maybe lawmakers or others who are actually in a position to change or not change, depending on how you felt about it, the system of tort laws.